Freeman's sermon on the martial arts, the Toad's Way of the Gods. There was a man by the name of Bukasai. Hearing that there was a shrine in some province, he set off for a visit. There, he saw a man dressed in a dingy outfit, prostrated before the front shrine, praying for all he was worth, yammering on in a squeaky sort of voice. Then an ugly old man wearing a rumpled-up light tan cotton robe came out from somewhere behind the shrine and spoke. Whoever you are, with that cunning expression on your face and that unnatural look in your eye, when I take a good look at you, I can see that you're someone with a great desire. You've been praying for something for a long time. The man in the dirty outfit, the man in the dirty outfit responded by saying, "How ashamed I am, and how quickly you've seen through my faults. I am actually a rat, advanced in years. Because of my agile nature, it's easier for me to cross over beams and rafters than it is for men to walk along on land. Moreover, I have strong teeth. Because of that, there's no place I set my eyes on that I can't eat my way through, and no place I can't go. Since there's nothing I don't like to eat, there's nothing I don't eat. But even though I have this physical freedom, or even freedom, there's this scoundrel called a cat. Ugh. They keep in every house, and it's causing me unthinkable harm. My prayer is that through the might of the gods and Buddhas, the cats of this world be kicked to death all at once. Listen, the cat has no value in this world at all. First of all, it is cruel. It steals fish that has been placed on dishes. It kills and eats the caged birds that people treasure. It leaves its feces scattered around the sunken earth, and in the end turns into a nekomata and harms people. So it causes many disasters and has no benefits. My prayer is not a petition of greed. It is a request for the avoidance of physical harm. An old man, no matter who he is, will make temple visits and increasingly pray for all sorts of things." The other old man replied, "I am in fact the toad, Ribbit, that lives under the veranda. I have no desires concerning the world. I do no harm to people's homes, and so am of no concern to them. If I'm not good looking, then I'm not lovingly kept in a cage either. As I'm not fond of delicacies, I never think of stealing food. I live in the privy or underneath the veranda, catch and eat the little bugs that fall into my hands, and live my life like this without incident. What sort of wishes should I have that I should pray to the gods? A cat causes you injury, Mr. Rat, so you have good reason to hate it, but take a look at yourself. A cat is a useless thing in this world, as you've just said. But because it possesses the art of catching you, people forgive it for stealing a little food, and in fact, put food out for it. It's not that they love cats, it's that they abhor you with a passion. You know that there's nothing valuable about a cat being in the world, but don't know that you're a detriment to society at large. The minds of men of small caliber are all just like this. You, Mr. Rat, are naturally nimble and have strong teeth, so you could climb up tall trees and eat their hard nuts. As there's nothing you don't like to eat, you could eat the numerous bugs and crickets in the hills and fields, or eat the leftovers people throw on the trash heap. If you did this, Mr. Rat, would people hate you and keep cats that need so much care? If you had teeth that were just like everyone else's, you would be unable to go into places people protect. You would cause little harm, and people would probably not hate you as much as they do now. It's exactly because of those teeth in which you have so much pride that people are unable to keep you out. It is also why they keep cats. Look for the places you live and catch you. That the clever wit of men of little caliber actually becomes a disaster can be understood from the example of your teeth. Rather than pray to the gods for something impossible because you hate cats, if you reform your mind at this moment and cause no more damage to people's homes, no one will keep useless cats in this world and your body will be replete. But this does not just apply to you. Men do not behave themselves prudently. They blame others and then pray to the gods and beseech the Buddhas for things they themselves are not equal to. This is what men of little caliber always do. Listen, the gods do not accept improprieties. Men think that no matter what they pray to the gods for, it will be granted, whether good, evil, correct, or perverse. Men's minds are asinine. Look, there is a way to employ the deities. You must first, Mr. Rat, remove all your selfish desires and distracting ideas from your mind, and so purify yourself within. This is called inner purity. The day that you go to the shrine, bathe and wash your hair, change your clothes, and do not eat disgusting things, and so purify your body. This is called outer purity. Cleanse both inwardly and outwardly. When you worship the deity with all the sincerity of your heart, you should drink in a sensation of absolute sincerity, as though it had immediately alighted on your head. You should not have disrespect in your heart even for a moment. If you act in this way, you will be influenced by the virtue of the deity's absolute sincerity, and your selfish greed and distracting thoughts will be extinguished. The heart of sincerity will arise within you, and the mind of gratitude will somehow be born in the midst of a refreshing desire to repay that virtue. This mind is exactly the advent of the deity. It is the sensing of the 10,000 virtues and the fulfillment of the 10,000 blessings. The way of the gods is to respect purity. Thus, the person who employs and celebrates the deity only prays that his own mind becomes more and more pure with the help of the influence of the deity's power. The gods have an unfathomable, wonderful effect, and are the natural form of heaven's principles. If your mind is pure, the deity will come on the principle of similarly pitched voices go well together. People of the same disposition seek each other out. Contaminated by wanton desires and distracting thoughts, you will receive the deity's loathing. For this reason, if your mind is perverse and conversant with many selfish desires, the deity will not come though you pray for 100 days and 100 nights. This is like blocking the road and then expecting someone's arrival. Ain't gonna happen. More than this, you should inquire into the deepest principles of the way of the gods. When you look at people who currently try to employ the gods, you can see that they make no efforts to avoid defiling their mind. Instead, they depend on people like Buddhist priests, Yamabushi, and Shinto priests, giving them gold and silver and other valuables to pray to the gods in order to receive happiness, prospering descendants, and long lives with no illnesses. The more extreme of these people promise to make donations or build shrines, if their desires are fulfilled. So from the very beginning, propose their requests by fixing a price. How is the deity going to receive such a man's despicable mind, congratulate his desire, and fulfill his requests? This is measuring the deity by one's own base avarice. It is defining the gods to the extreme. Being struck with immediate punishment is the deity's choosing to soften bright light. If you played the fool like this with someone like your master, he would get very angry and punish you immediately. Listen to me, Mr. Rat. Long ago, a merchant made a request to the governor of his province. If you declare that I am the sole supplier of salt in your domain, I'll give you a commission of 500 silver coins. The governor of the province was enraged at this request and said, "That low-life merchant! If I didn't allow the people in my domain to buy salt from someone else, and he alone sold it at a high price, I might receive a commission of 500 silver coins, but that motherfucker would make a profit of 5,000. What kind of thing would it be to make difficulties for the people of my domain and then share a profit with that type of a son of a female dog merchant? Don't let men like that in here again." It is said that with this statement, the intermediary elders and councillors all withdrew in shame. "Oh, sorry. It is a well-known fact, even in the secular world, it is difficult to use an honest master for the sake of one's own avarice. You hear me, folks? Needless to say, the gods possess an unfathomable divine virtue. They will only be impressed at your absolute sincerity. Why should they aid the perversity created by your own selfish mind? So saith the Demon Sermon on the Martial Arts. Yeah.